was an actual pool right there?
Yeah, that first one too.
Yeah. Today we're gonna go get the dyno done. They say the number is 485. We're about to go see what it actually does. About to pull it in. As you see, look, we got a little dog here, shop dog. What's up, buddy? Got the ball, got the ball. Go get it. At first, I didn't know about these dynos. I've only seen the ones that you put the wheels on, but then I did some research and I heard that these ones are actually like more effective.
Yes, they're better for tuning because basically the control you have over being able to brake the car.
Yeah.
It has an eddy brake is what they're called.
Okay.
And it basically can slow down the hub. So basically I can put it to say, I want to go 50 miles an hour. I can floor it in your car, but it'll hold it at 50 miles an hour.
Right.
So what good that does is, like especially on RPMs, you can set it to be like, okay, I want 1500 RPM. When I press this button, it's going to raise 500 RPM.
Right.
So as I'm tuning, I'll stay at 2500 RPM. And then I go full throttle to part throttle, and I tune all those areas that has that. And then I just click it up 500 and tune all those cells.
Okay.
So you're able to hit more cells accurately. Whereas other dynos are just inertia dynos. So they don't have anything holding the brake or slowing the motor down or putting load on it.
Yeah.
So it just you gotta rev it out.
Right. You
gotta tune it like that.
way more control with this.
Yeah, this is steady state tuning.
Yeah, and no slippage or anything.
Exactly,
So.
no wheel spin.
Yeah, no spin whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, the numbers are a little higher on this.
Yeah.
It's because you're not pushing the tires.
Right. Right. There you guys see right there, Raw Talent Motorsports. Boom, hit them up if you're in the area. So if you guys heard, they were saying that these ones run a little higher than the regular, you know, wheel dynos. You guys tell me which one you think is more effective, this or the wheel one? So that was an actual pool right there?
Yeah, that first one too.
Yeah.
With this dyno, I have to play with the settings to find the right settings for it. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was watching, I'm like, nah, that's pretty low.
yeah.
There's the first run right there. It says 346.
Yeah. 346, 331.
346, 331.
That was the first run.
I know what you guys are thinking, that's pretty low, but he said he has to play with the settings and all that, and then we'll see what happens. You tell me I got the slowest Scatpack of all time. That's a little different. That's more like what I was expecting there.
Yep.
The differences there, like you played with the settings a little?
Basically it's the ramp rate. So I was on, the first one I did was I allowed it to accelerate at 20 miles an hour a second.
Okay.
Versus this one's 23. The second one that I did was 25 miles an hour a second. It was a little too, it allowed it to accelerate a little too fast. So
oh, okay.
I think 23 is the sweet spot.
23.
So we'll do a couple pulls at 23 and compare those numbers.
All right,
so
sounds good.
That's kind of how you have to work it on these ones. It's
Yeah.
not like just get in and punch it.
Yeah.
We got to find the right setting for the car, and then we'll compare it off those. We'll do a couple pulls at that speed, and then
Okay.
that'll be the setting for your car for every time out.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and you get peak torque by about 4.5, 46.
So how do you know what's a good like miles per hour to have it? Is different for every car?
Yes. Yeah, and
Okay.
it depends on the power of the car. That's what's been the most difficult thing with the learning curve with this is figuring that out, because when we first got the Hellcat on here, it read as high as 900 horsepower with like almost 1,100 foot-pounds of torque, and it's a completely stock Hellcat. So it's like, what's going wrong here? You know? So it's figuring out, because every single car is different. These cars have so much power down low. It, like how that happened with it drawing it back. Sometimes the dyno can't keep up with that torque instantly. So there's just little strategies where I did a ramp run on that. On other like low horsepower cars, I can do what's called an interpolated load, where I pick the load settings at a given RPM. So which is cool for tuning and whatnot. So it just depends on, you know, obviously the car. That's why I have to do a few runs to figure out what it likes and what that perfect combination is.
Oh, okay, I see.
When it was at 20 miles per hour a second, it was holding it back so much. That's why it's almost 100 horsepower difference.
Right. So we're cooling it down right now, as you guys can see. Got a few runs in. He's just dialing it in, seeing what miles per hour work best for it. And he's gonna do a couple more. I think he found it at 23 right now, it works best. So we're gonna do a couple more runs at that, see how he likes it, see what it comes up as. And yeah, man, we'll go from there. What's it looking like?
455 or 456 is where your power's at.
That was so were the ones that were in the threes again? Was that
It was just how I was rolling into it, just try to find that fine line. What I was figuring out is it likes a little bit more when I'm started down here like 1500 RPM. It's in between there. Some of the other ones I was starting off at 2, a little bit higher.
Oh, okay.
But how I was rolling into it, it was able, see, this is where it's catching. That's why you hear that little bog down. It's catching with the eddy brake.
So when you hit it, is that from 6th gear or what gear are you?
Yeah, 6.
Oh, 6th gear.
1-to-1, yeah.
Oh, okay. There's a lot that goes into this then, huh?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, see, I didn't know all that. I thought you just throw it on there, you hit it, and then you
With
see boom.
inertia dynos, yeah, that's more consistent where you get that. There's so much control that it's almost too much at times.
Right,
you know?
right.
So that's why we got the right setting. So I mean, the thing is there's always going to be little variances in it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be every time we're going to hit it, it's going to be 450 or 451 exactly. I mean, variance in one horsepower, even 6 horsepower is not that bad. And as for repeatability,
and the top speed was going like what, 160 or something?
167.
Oh, okay.
And even your torque is all right there within each other.
Yeah.
At most, it's 8-7 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah.
So I think that's right on the money right there. And the thing is too, also when we get the more later runs, your intake air temps are pretty high up. Right. They're about 100 right now. That's why when I'll cruise for a little bit, because it'll allow to cycle some air. Brought your intake air temps down to like 96 before we actually could do a pull. Oh, okay. Just to try to get it down a little bit.
So the max power, it says 456 horsepower and 443 for the torque.